This is the new Viking fan. This video is the first part of my last all-out verbal assault on JLB Sports before the big day tomorrow. Brett Favre returns to Lambeau Field to put foot in the Packers organization's ass. JLB Sports is a young kid who has really taken advantage of this country's freedom of speech privilege and put things on YouTube about Brett Favre. See, JLB Sports is a Packer fan. He's the epitome of a jealous Packer fan. He's never played football before. He doesn't know football. He sits and watches football on TV, plays John Madden, reads stats, and claims to know the game. And he was in love with Brett Favre, and Brett Favre went to play for a team that he didn't want him to play for, so he just comes up with all this emotional stuff and finds statistics and stuff to back up his argument about Brett Favre. Well, this is a free country, and Brett Favre decided to come out of retirement, and the Packer management decided that, hey, too late, we've moved on, okay? On the surface, you got to respect that. You can respect that. Let's go a little deeper, though. Brett Favre took his team to 13-3. They lost in overtime to the eventual Super Bowl champion New York Giants. The Giants beat them in overtime. Then the Giants went on to play the Patriots, who at the time were undefeated, came into the Super Bowl undefeated, were on the verge of a perfect season, called by most people, the best team of all time. And the Giants ended up beating them in the last few parts of the game. It could be argued that Brett Favre's Green Bay Packers played the Giants a week previously closer because they took the Giants to overtime, whereas the Patriots lost in regulation. So you could arguably say that the Green Bay Packers was the second best team that year, or the third best at worst. But the Packer management, the GM and the coaching staff, or the coach, the head coach, made the decision to move on. We're going to rebuild. We're so close, but we're going to go with another quarterback. And that's their right to do that because that's what they get paid to do. They get paid to make decisions. And as a head coach, that's what you get hired and fired on. Decisions. And decisions that result in wins and losses. See, JLB Sports, I understand that that's, a little bit too much for you. Coaches make decisions that always does not reflect the stats that you find on the field. At the end of the day, JLB Sports, it's about wins and losses. Wins and losses. GMs and coaches get hired and fired on wins and losses. This guy has more wins than anybody else. This guy has started more games straight than anybody else. This guy's the best quarterback you guys have ever had. So to make the decision and say, you know what, this guy still wants to play, and we don't believe he can play, or we just say, look, we're going to teach you a lesson, you waited too long, so we had to move on. Whatever their reasoning was, it should have been a football decision. But let's go a little deeper than that. Remember, this is America now. He's under contract with the Packers. The Packers don't want to release him from the contract. Now, we don't want you to play, but we don't want to release you from the contract. And they got wind that he might have been talking to the Minnesota Vikings, so they said, well, we're going to file a complaint with the NFL because that's tampering. You're not supposed to talk to one of our guys who's under contract. That's tampering. That's tampering. We don't want you talking to a guy that we have under contract. Even though we don't want the guy no more, we don't want you to talk to him. Instead, we're going to trade him to somewhere that, we don't have to worry about seeing him or facing him, even though, we've moved on. So, I don't think he can beat us anyway. But we just want to make sure. So, we're going to send him somewhere where, he can play and we don't have to worry about him making us look bad just in case we made a bad decision. So, what they end up doing, they ended up sending him where? To New York. Had a pretty good season in New York. This picture here you see, it's where he threw 6 touchdown passes in one game, which tied a New York Jet record. He eventually ended up, getting hurt, and he took a 4-10 team from 4-10 to 9-7, and the Jets were on the verge of being into the playoffs last year, which was unheard of the year before. So he made them better, wins and losses. Wins and losses, Aaron Rodgers took a 13-3 team and they ended up 6-10. It's wins and losses. See, you can continue to make excuses or the defense and they don't block for him and this. That's the same team Brett Favre had. So JLB Sports, when I hear you say he put up better numbers than Favre, he didn't put up better numbers than Favre's in that same offense. He didn't. He didn't put up better numbers than Favre in that same with that same coaching staff with the same weapons. He didn't. He hasn't done the things that Brett Favre has done. He hasn't even gotten the Packers into the playoffs. Okay, I realize you're still trying to hold on to this hope that they made the right decision and going with Aaron Rodgers. And you know, it's going to take a little time for you to switch out on Aaron Rodgers once you start seeing that it was a bad decision. And it ain't going to matter how many, what kind of stats he have and, you know how many yards he threw for and all. You have to throw for yards when you're losing all the damn time. You have to pass when you're losing all the damn time. But you're going to switch out on Aaron Rodgers the same way you switched out on Brett Favre. But let's get back to my point. My point is they told him, okay, we're not going to release you. We're going to trade you. We're going to try to get some draft picks. We don't want you, but we're going to get what we can out of you. So right now, all the balls, all the chips are in the Packers. They get to make their decision. They move on. They get to trade Brett Favre away to a team that they don't have to play, that's not in their division, not even in their conference, okay? They pick up draft picks. They get everything they want. Brett Favre gets nothing that he wants except the fact that he wanted to play football. But he has to play in a place that he never played before. He has to play under a system that he hasn't never been under before, has to learn a new system, new teammates, has to go to New York. This is a country boy. All of these things are against him, but at least he got to play, and he did fairly well. Okay? Made the Pro Bowl. He was voted to the Pro Bowl. See, that's something you guys don't talk about. As a Jet, he was a Pro Bowl player as a Jet. You forget about that, huh? Okay. So the Packers got everything they wanted. Brett Favre didn't get anything that he wanted. He retires again at the end of the season just so the Jets could release him. They release him, and looky here. He signs with the Vikings. Now you guys got a nerve to be mad at him. You got the nerve to be mad at him. Because he wants to come back and play for a team that fits perfectly. It's the same offense. Plays in the dome. He knows the coaching staff. Knows the system. Just so happens he's in the same division as y'all. See, be a man. JLB Sports, stand up and say that you told the world through YouTube, oh, Brett Favre will make the Vikings a worse team. Brett Favre will make the Vikings worse. I said it here first. I said it here. That's what you said, JLB Sports. He will make the Vikings worse. Isn't that what you said? Yes, that's what you said. And in saying that, this is the statement that's going to prove hands down that you don't know nothing about football. In saying that, you were basically saying that Tavares Jackson is a better option for the Vikings than Brett Favre. You were also saying he's not a good quarterback anymore. He's not going to do anything. He's going to make them worse. And people think he still has that magic, and he doesn't. He's not a good quarterback anymore. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. You've seen it. You've seen it. Many of you Packer fans call that luck. That wasn't a Hail Mary. There's 3 guys in the end zone around that guy when he catches the ball. There's 3 defensive players from San Francisco around him. He puts it right on the money. Drives them the length of the field in less than 90 seconds. 80 yards in less than 90 seconds with no timeouts. That guy right there. The guy, JLB Sports, that you said didn't have it anymore. Now, don't make me pull up no videos about what he did to you guys on Monday night. I don't even need to do that. You don't even want to see what he did to you guys on Monday night, but you won't be a man about it. You won't say, oh, we didn't protect our quarterback and Aaron Rodgers got sacked. Yeah, he got sacked because he's holding on to the damn ball in the end zone forever. And plus, it's a dumbass play call. You know your quarterback's been under pressure all night and you're going to drop him back in the end zone? That's a dumbass play call. I realize you don't know nothing about football, JLB Sports, but that was a dumbass play call. And then his stupid ass holds on to the football and gets sacked in the end zone and causes a safety. They had to damn review the play just so they could get lucky and be a safety. They're lucky it wasn't a touchdown. Stay tuned for part 2 of this video because I'm not done with you, JLB Sports. Check out part 2.